Welcome to The Grand Balance, a bi-weekly podcast hosted by two working grandmas navigating the beautiful chaos of work and family. Hi, Angela.
Hi, Sharon.
How are you?
Good. It feels like we haven't talked in so
I know.
long.
I feel like I haven't seen you or talked to you, and I have so much to share.
Yay.
So the most recent thing to share is I've had a house full for the last couple weeks, and I will tell you, a 1.5-year-old is more tiring than I remembered.
Well, yeah, because she's been gone for a while.
Well, and I'm used to like 3 or 4 days and then back to normal life. And they have been here about a week and a half, I think.
Okay.
It's been lovely. Don't get me wrong. I love every minute, but she is an active little girl.
Oh, yeah. They keep you really busy.
Yes, she doesn't stop. Very, very amusing.
I heard you had your sprinkle.
I did. It
How'd it
came
go?
out beautifully.
Good.
I'm used to hosting things at venues or restaurants type of thing. And this I decided to do because it was such a smaller scale in my backyard. So that was nice to have everyone there. And also, I did tell my daughter I was retiring from throwing parties because bridal shower, baby sprinkle. I think I might go into retirement, although I do love planning a party. So that's my dilemma.
I know. You're so good at it. And, you do have your son coming up eventually.
I know. We're talking about that. So depending on when and who he gets married to, is it overstepping to throw a shower for a daughter-in-law? I guess it depends on the situation and where they're at, right?
That's right. I mean, especially if they live somewhere else and you want to do something locally here for your son and his family and friends.
And the local friends of his. Yeah, that's a good idea. Do you
can't leave the sun out.
Do you anticipate throwing a shower for your son?
Well,
You haven't thought of it.
I think it's a little too far away from me right now.
It's premature.
I don't know. Who knows? He could come in tomorrow and give me a surprise. Who knows?
And those boys, they don't communicate that well. So
that's true.
You might get a surprise. Oh, yeah, by the way, I meant to tell you, I'm going to get engaged next week.
Yeah. So given it was a sprinkle, were there any unique gifts or things that she got that might be good ideas? Or was it just more clothes and stuff?
No, she really didn't get any clothes, nor did she ask for any clothes. She was looking for things more that she would need double of because with the 2 under 2, she's going to have 2 nurseries to outfit, that sort of thing. She did initially get a stroller that was change it to a double stroller.
Yeah.
So just the new things that you need to have with an additional child, I guess.
Yeah. And we talked a little bit about that. I was just curious if there was something we missed.
I know. I was trying. Now, the one thing I did see, because I looked through her registry and had some questions and asked her about things that I thought she had. I do think after the first child, you do kind of learn what works for you and what could work better, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So she had a bottle sanitizer and she had registered for a bottle washer / sanitizer. And I said, don't you have this? And she said, no, I would wash separately and then sanitize. And this does it all at once, which
that's good.
It sounds like it would be nice. I threw everything in the dishwasher. I don't know if that's not allowed anymore. I didn't ask.
Oh, I might need to look at that because I have somebody I work with that's about to be a new dad and I want to give him a gift. So that might be a good one.
Yeah. I mean, I guess who couldn't use it, right?
Right.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting. Like I said, she's redecorating another nursery, so that'll be fun. The sprinkle was Amalfi Coast inspired with lemon, so it was a fun theme for sure. And that's how she's doing the nursery. So we were able to use some of the banners that I got for the sprinkle for the nursery.
Oh, that's such a great idea to combine it that way.
And I got some lemon-themed baby blankets and swaddles that we hung up as decorations and onesies as well that she can now actually use for the baby. So that was 2 uses out of 1.
That sounds great. That's actually a really smart thing to do.
Yeah, I thought it worked out well.
Yeah, awesome.
But a fun theme, everything lemony. And I love lemon. So lemon cookies, lemon sorbet. It was a breakfast brunch type of thing. So that was fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it was beautiful.
Well, it was, everything turned out the way it was supposed to.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Maybe I won't go into retirement. Maybe I just need to recover.
Yes. Agreed.
So I've had some new additions to our segment, Don't Get Us Started.
Ooh, can't wait to hear. I'll tell you, when the last time we did it, I was talking about the trolley when we go to the baseball game.
Right.
And how bad it's gotten. Did I tell you that the last time I was on, there was a woman and there were children around and she was holding a sign. It was really hot and she had a fan. Did I tell you this?
No, I don't think so.
So she had like a fan like that you...
Like a hand fan?
A hand fan, yeah. And it literally said, F-U, you effing F.
Oh, my.
And there's families on there, but it didn't abbreviate it like I'm doing.
It actually
literally
spilled
said
out the words.
all the things in writing on this fan that she's just fanning around for everybody to see. And I thought, how tacky, how rude. Are you really doing this in front of children? And who are those children that are with you? Like, what kind of role model are you?
I didn't even know that. I have no words.
I took a picture of it and
oh my.
I sent it to my kids. I'm like, this is what I'm dealing with the trolley.
Hey, when I went recently, I paid my $14 and parked at 6th and K, so.
Only $14?
I did it way in advance. But only problem, after the game, you do have to wait quite a while to get out.
Yeah, that's true. We like to get home quickly. But anyway, that's still a big, don't get me started, pet peeve of mine.
I would agree with that. I won't even disagree.
Yeah.
My first one that I've come across is people chewing or eating sounds on social media.
Like they have a podcast and you can hear it in their mouth? What?
No, it's like when people are doing food reviews and they're eating or trying things.
Oh, I see.
And it's disgusting. I always flip it to something else because I can't. There is some kind of phobia.
That is a rule. Don't talk with your mouth full.
I know, it's just gross, right? But anyway, a lot of people do it and it's gross. I think it might be more of a me problem, but just one of those things I came across.
Depends how much is in their mouth, maybe.
It's just gross. Who wants to hear it?
Yeah, okay.
Speaking of social media, my next pet peeve is vague social media posts. Have you seen when people will be like alluding to something, posting it out there, but not actually saying what's going on?
Yes, because then I have to go to the comments to see if anybody has figured this out.
Or then you have to text them directly. Are you okay?
I'm not texting anybody directly.
I just don't understand why, if you're going to put it out there, just say what's going on. And if you don't want to, don't put it out there.
Yeah. Or those that are confusing. And you're like, wait, did the mother kill the kid? Like, what happened?
What? No. You follow different kind of people than I do.
Well, it's on like Instagram and stuff, just random things. And I was like, wait, what happened? The brother is the father of the what?
Oh, my.
And then I have to go to comments and people are trying to figure it out.
The next thing I have, which is very niche and definitely a me problem, but since I do travel frequently to see my grandkids and go back to Colorado, etc., I've noticed an excessive amount of Crocs on kids, and it drives me crazy. It's not
that is a fashion preference.
Okay, but this is my issue. And like I said, it's definitely a me problem, and I understand that. But young kids in plastic shoes cannot be a good thing. These are developing feet. I'm talking about like 2-year-olds.
Yeah. So, son-in-law, close your ears.
Okay.
He is a Croc wearer.
I'm sorry for anyone I've offended in advance.
He is a Croc wearer.
Well, I know. I feel like I said Crocs for kids.
I know.
Oh.
But I think because he's a Croc wearer, he is really into Crocs or shoes that are supposed to be kid-friendly. But I'm going to say it. They're not very fashionable. And I'm like, I want my little grandson to look really cute when I'm out with him.
Okay. But also, every orthopedic says they're terrible for their feet.
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so. Because my daughter was saying that up until a certain age, they're not supposed to have any arch. They're supposed to be completely flat on the bottom. And I think I bought my grandson a little pair of Adidas because I thought they were cute. And I think they are flat. But I have been seeing other little boys wearing like Nikes and this and that. And I'm thinking, I wonder if they have an arch. But I would never buy Crocs because I just don't like the way they look.
Well, the fashion part of it doesn't even bother me. The fact that none of my business, but it just.
I know. So here I am being like,
it's just
acting
one of those
like I'm the
things.
fashion police. I'm not. It's not my thing.
I have another very controversial one where I
Okay.
know a lot of people will disagree with me, but
Mm.
it's my pet peeve, so I can have it as a pet peeve. I absolutely cannot stand on flights that are not at night when people recline their seat for any reason.
So I work on the plane. I find it to be my most productive time because nobody's bugging me. And so many times I've had my laptop up and somebody will recline and it almost
Pushes it.
cracks my screen. Like it
Yes.
almost can cut my screen in half when they do that because there's like this little lip and it scares the heck out of me.
Yes, that's exactly my point. I usually have a laptop on the tray table.
Mhm.
There's absolutely no space on planes anymore.
No.
And I don't really want my laptop in my lap. And also, I have all kinds of issues with it, but when I have the screens on the back of the seat, when someone puts their seat back, the angle, you can't even watch entertainment any longer either
Oh,
because the
that's
angle's
true. I
all
never
messed
thought of
up.
that. I don't usually use it, but you're right.
I have tried to use it, but I get it for overnight flights. I'm not going to say a word, even though I cannot sleep on a plane. But if you need to sleep on a plane in the night, nighttime is for sleeping. I get it.
Yeah. Okay.
But daytime
Okay.
flights, especially 2 and 3 hour flights, come on, people, have some, I don't know, what do you call it?
You know what?
Politeness.
Speaking of social media, I don't know how this got on my Instagram feed. Apparently I follow her. I don't remember doing it.
Along with the people killing people.
Well, these random things, but the etiquette girl, or I don't even know what it's called. Something about etiquette.
Okay.
We should look that up and see if
No, I've looked into it at length.
okay to do that.
No, I've looked at
etiquette.
it. There's it's split half and half. Some people say they shouldn't make the seats recline if they shouldn't be reclined, like it shouldn't be an option and other people say that, like, I believe it's rude. But I never recline my seat, by the way.
Yeah, I don't either, but I'm sure some other people feel like they need to. They're tired, they're bigger, maybe it helps their back or something. I don't know. But I feel like I like to follow etiquette just in general, in practice, in public. So I'm just curious if in fact it is. I'm going to look that up.
You can look it up. I think you're going to find split opinions because I've looked it up because it annoys me so much.
You've looked it up like from legitimate etiquette people?
I don't know. You tell me what you find.
Okay, I will. And we'll report back.
Okay. My other thing that I think everyone would agree with, practically, it's not going to have such a controversial take, is when you drive into a shopping center and the people coming in don't have a stop and everyone else has a stop. And so you go coming in at your normal speed and then someone starts coming out when they're not supposed to on the stop sign and flips you off like you're doing something wrong.
So we have that here.
Many
where
places,
we live.
yes.
Don't one way doesn't stop just so that there's not a backup on the road. And I think it's out of confusion. I really do. That they don't understand that somebody is not going to stop
But all you have to do is look around
when they don't have to stop.
But you can look around and see that they don't have a stop sign.
I know,
and
but I don't
even if
think
there's
they
a
look that
question, I don't
closely.
think you should be flipping off people if you're not right.
Well, that's just common decency, which we could go on and on about that, like the F and F thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that concludes my pet peeves for this
session. That was enough for today. You've had
I've
quite
saved
the
them up.
list. Yeah.
A lot of it comes from travels where I notice it, as you can see from my list. But
yeah,
now that I've gotten that off my chest, I feel much lighter. Please don't come at me if you disagree. I fully accept that people will disagree with me, and I'm fine with that. So anyway, let's get back to our grandparenting topics. Now that you've had 2 for a while, and I will be in your shoes in the next couple months, are there any tips or things that have surprised you or things you've been able to come up with to make things a little easier?
So I think I mentioned that I was worried about taking care of 2, under 2 especially. I've been helping my daughter out. She's finishing up her maternity leave, and it's been the 2 of us. And I can tell you that I am no less concerned than I was 3 months ago.
You don't feel better about the situation?
I actually feel a little more scared. But I am trying to do things like it's just me. So, but I'm thinking about it. For example, I know now that there's a rule. Toddler comes out of the car last and gets into the car first. Because, and when I say toddler, I mean toddler versus infant.
Correct.
Because there's so much risk about them taking off.
Oh, yes.
And I don't know if you remember that story here in Eastlake where that little 3-year-old got hit by a car.
Yeah, I do. I
at
hear
the little
about
play
it.
area. Yeah. And somebody else just told me another story about that. And so
sad.
And I want to say it here because I want you to understand how important it is that, you have to make sure that they are not, even if you say, oh, they're by my side in a parking lot, they could easily take off. It is so critically
fast.
important. So definitely that is a rule.
Secure the toddler.
Yes. Toddler out last, toddler in first. That's the first rule.
Okay.
And I'm practicing it right now as we practice with my daughter.
As you're role playing.
As I'm role playing. The second thing is because it is still taking so long to get out of the house, I already know that I'm going to have a rule, and I might have to do this myself or have a rule for my daughter and son-in-law that they need to have extra bags or an extra backpack packed for me before I get there, before I take care of the kids. Because I'll give you an example. On Tuesdays, my grandson goes to swim. So right now, my daughter and I both go. I hold the infant. She goes in the water with my grandson. Now, in a week when he turns 2, he'll be able to go in and sit on the step by himself. They have that rule, like under 2, they have to be in with the parent. But still, just to get out the door, it's, where's his swimsuit? Where's the bag that we put the swimsuit in after? Where's his extra clothes? Oh, and by the way, he's potty training, so we need 2 extra sets of clothes if we decide to do anything after swim because he may need to go potty. And then, so it's a lot of scrambling to get the snacks for after swim, to get the extra clothes, to get the towel, to get the swimsuit, the double layer on the swimsuit. When you go to swim, they make you wear double layer swim diapers.
Right.
Or 2 swim diapers. And I'm just thinking, I've got to get more organized because this is 2 of us and I can't imagine I'll ever get out the door, which is 1 of me.
No, but I think it's good to plan ahead because I remember even as a parent doing those types of bags when they're asleep because then you can do it uninterrupted. And it's just so hard when they're right there getting all of it done.
Exactly. Because I'm trying right now, we're feeding the grandson and, we got to make sure the infant's fed too before we leave. And so there's just too much to do already just to get them ready for the morning, then also getting them ready to pack everything in the car and everything that has to go with them. So that's definitely something that I'm going to ask of them. Or I just say we have a grandma bag.
Right. That's a good idea.
And I fill it before I leave. And don't touch the grandma bag. Don't get in the grandma bag.
Right. No, that's a good idea because then it'll already be ready with snacks, clothes, diapers, whatever you need.
Yeah. I mean, of course, maybe the fresh snacks, but they could do that at least. So that's the second thing. The other thing is this potty training.
I don't even want to think about that.
Now, my grandson, you hear a lot of times that boys may go later traditionally. But my grandson is not even 2 yet, and he's doing a pretty good job of potty training. But it's a lot of work, and I have to remember. Like, basically, it's every 30 minutes or something you have to put him on the potty.
I remember from when we got our puppy. Same idea.
True. Now, my daughter's trying to calm me down, saying it's going to be better in 3 months when you start watching everybody by yourself. He'll definitely be better and the granddaughter will be bigger. But even so, like right now, the granddaughter can sit in the little seat, up on a counter or something. Like she's not doing much.
Like the bouncer chair? The
bouncer chair, yeah. But when in 3 months, she'll be definitely rolling over. She might be scooting herself like in a little crawl or, like a little scooch.
Right.
So that's even more time I have to watch her. So then I guess we transitioned to the little
Playpen. You mean for her?
For her, like the playpen, or what's the little seat, the little
Oh, the
round
activity center
or something. But still, I mean, it's
No,
just,
I'm
you
a
don't want
fan
to
of all
leave
the
them alone.
Yeah, no, you can't.
So
I'm a fan of all the gear, though.
yeah, I mean,
Bouncy
I'm
chairs,
definitely leveraging the
playpens.
gear and just being very strategic about, what I use and what we have out.
Right.
The third thing was I did have a pretty good routine with my grandson, but I think we had a little more flexibility. I'm very active. So every Tuesday I would take him somewhere, a museum, the zoo, the wild animal park, the library, story time. We always had a fun activity. I don't know if I'm going to have as much flexibility with having both of them.
I think you're right. I think
So
initially, especially, it's going to be a little tougher scheduling wise, but I mean, like any of it, it all gets easier. You just go through the stages.
yeah. So I'm going to have kind of a routine, and maybe it's just instead of an hour and a half somewhere, maybe it's a short little tiny outing. Because on
And you
Tuesdays, I'll still have swim. So that's kind of our little outing. So
Right. And you don't necessarily have to go to a museum. You can go to the local park.
that's true. And they do have a wonderful park nearby. So that might be just it for a while. Although the reason I did things differently because their nanny would do the park 3 times a week. And so it was kind of her thing.
Oh, okay.
So I always wanted something a little different. But anyway, so these are the things that I'm thinking about. Like, it's not easy. And so I'm going to be very strategic, and I'm going to create my to-do list. And as usual, I'm going to do my research to find out how to get through this. And at some point, I'll have calmer days, but we'll see. So to wrap it up, contain first. So safety before anything else, and make sure I've got the kids in and out of the car in the right sequence, that when they're in the house and maybe I'm helping one do something or one's having a meltdown, I contain the other one so that I can focus on the one that needs more attention. So I need to be strategic that way.
No, I think the gear is key too. As long as you have somewhere safe to contain, at least, most importantly, everyone's safe. That's number one priority always.
That's right. Safety first. Lock all the doors, because now the grandson is opening doors. So I have to just be really, really ultra cautious about that. And then the second was the routine. So rinse and repeat kind of thing. So it will become easier for everybody.
Right.
Kids love routines.
Especially young kids.
Yeah. And then the pre-pack, definitely need the pre-pack so that there's not chaos going on. And then lastly, I know it's not going to be perfect, and maybe I'm not going to be as cool of a grandma to 2 kids as I was with one, doing all these cool things, but I'll have to get over that and give myself some grace.
Well, no, and time will be. I heard a really cool quote. Your hands may be full, but so is your heart.
Yeah.
Isn't that nice? I know. I liked it too.
I love that.
And you do get in the middle of the chaos thinking you're not going to survive, but parents, you'll survive. Grandparents, we will survive. And the more hands, the better.
Yeah. So I don't think that helped you at all. Maybe it did.
Well, no, I have a couple questions before we sign off.
Okay.
Did any of the preparation with the grandson, reading books about siblings or preparing, do you think that made any difference at all?
Yes.
Okay, good. Good to know.
Absolutely.
Because I've been working on a lot of that.
And you know why? Because he is still, that regression I was talking about before
Yes.
is still happening, but I'm aware of it. And so I think I'm being more patient with it and more understanding, knowing that it's natural. He's not just entering into terrible twos. Like, there's reasons. He's got this new sibling. So he still wants to be held and, stuff like that. He's still
a lot of
fully
feelings
over it. Yes.
Okay, because I've been doing a lot of the recommended things with reading the books and preparing and talking to her, and just wanted to see if you thought it made a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
She loves to play with her baby too, so we do a lot of baby play.
Oh, that's lovely.
Very cute.
So before we end, I haven't done an inspirational grandma in a long time. I need to get back into that. But I thought I would just say I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal, and they were giving props to working grandmas.
We started a trend, or we continued a trend, maybe.
Or we're part of it, So it was just saying how women our age, so the Gen X, the majority of Gen X grandmas are still working, which I feel like we did this because we thought we were such a small group, but I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't know.
I think it makes sense, though, because people are working so much longer now.
I guess, but not a lot of women are talking about it or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Yeah. But at least we know there's a big community out there.
And tell them to tune in.
Yes,
please.
Absolutely. But I thought it was just great that they had this whole spotlight on working grandmas and how they're basically showing how even though when we were doing it, there was a lot of criticism about being a working mom. And there was
stigma.
The mommy wars and
right.
stuff.
There was definitely a stigma, I would say.
Yeah, remember that? Stay-at-home moms versus working moms and all of that. But we survived, and we have very independent children, men who help out in the household because their moms were working, and then women who also have careers and they understand how hard it is. But we, because we had it so hard, are wanting to give back. And that's all about what this podcast is about. So I thought, oh my gosh, they're writing about us in this article.
That's very cool. The other thing, too, of note is, we've talked about this before, but the new generation of dad is amazing.
Yes,
absolutely. It's not even pressure. I think they just think it's normal and they step up and are so generally actively involved.
Well, and they were saying in the article that that's because there were so many working moms.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so they kind of taught them to be a little more independent and pitch in.
Nice. Well, I like the fruits of that for sure, because I love seeing all the active parents out there being so engaged with their kids.
Yeah.
And grandparents, for that matter.
That's right. So Inspirational Grandma is all of us, according to the Wall Street Journal.
Props to all you active grandparents out there. We love it.
That's right. All right.
Well, we will see you all soon. Thanks so much for listening.
Take care, everyone.
Bye. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe to the podcast so we can continue to grow our community. Also follow us on Instagram at Working Grandmas Podcast, on Facebook at The Grand Balance, a Working Grandmas podcast, and join our LinkedIn group, Working Grandmas. You can also email us at info@workinggrandmas.com or message us through any of our social media platforms.